personal growth is different from self-improvement, and I feel like a lot of people don't actually realize that. For example, when people are going on this self-improvement journey, the difference between that and personal growth is that personal growth is trying to change your mentality. It's trying to actually become someone who is more self-aware, someone who is like it's more about your mentality. It's more about changing who you are as a person. Self-improvement is more about like building skills, like which is amazing. But I feel like personal growth is a lot harder than people give it credit for. I'll speak for myself. Personal growth, yeah, like so actually changing as a person is one of the hardest things you can do because 99% of people are stuck in their ways. And the only way to come out of that box, yeah, is to spend time with your own thoughts. And that's something that most people are not willing to do. Like, I'll be so real. Personal growth requires loneliness. And 99% of people, they're too interested in what others like. No, you know what, yeah? Most people hate their own company. They can't stand their own company. That's what I think. Me myself, I've spent a lot of time on my own. I've spent a lot of time in isolation, a lot of time in just like trying to figure out who I am, sit with my own thoughts, seek God for myself, have my own personal relationship with Him rather than what I've been taught as, growing up. But personal growth, yeah, requires something that most people aren't willing to do. That's spend time alone, spend time with yourself, you know what I'm saying? Like, spend time with your own thoughts. Now, the reason why I say that most people can't spend time with their own thoughts and most people are just, consumed and absorbed in this world in a different type of ways, because why do you think people doom scroll? Like, what's the logic in doom scrolling? I feel like these apps are literally designed to distract yourself from the purpose, like from your purpose, because obviously one has the purpose that God has set inside of them, etc. But I feel like as well, people doom scroll because they can't tolerate their own thoughts. Like they can't deal with their own thoughts. They can't hear like because people now are very toxic. And I feel like this is something that a lot of people just need to understand. Like, listen, the vast majority of people are toxic. It's almost it's like it's everywhere. It's ubiquitous. Everyone like the whole like this whole generation, especially Gen Z, all that's been promoted to them is toxicity. So I mean, what else are they gonna be apart from toxic? But yeah, I genuinely do feel like people need to understand that in this generation, it's gonna be very rare to find a self-aware person who is, conscious of their actual actions and how that impacts others in a deep way. Like I'm talking like the person actually cares about what they do to other people. Most people now just don't care. They'll do whatever they want. They'll move haphazardly. They'll move however. Don't care who it affects, how it affects people. And this is a very big problem. I'll be so honest with you. Like, I'll speak for myself. This has led to the vast majority of people being fake. Like, me, where I live. But I know it's not just where I live because I hear it online as well. I just see that nowadays, like, especially in this generation, everyone's fake. No one's real. No one's got any sort of depth. No one's got any sort of, you know, genuine love and care for other people in a sense. Like, they like selfishness and being self-centered and survival of the fittest, which is really what this ideology is. Yeah, that's what's been promoted. And I can't fully blame the generation who's grown up in this and that's all they've been surrounded by, but that's why I believe the generation right now is so toxic, so toxic. Because if you just look at the way people treat their own family, their own friends, like these people are not friends with each other. Like, I'm so sorry, but friends don't really exist anymore like that. Like true, like I'm talking true friendship, like true, you would die for that person, and true, you would never. Everyone's viable now. Everyone's shallow. Everyone's fickle. Not everyone, but you know what I'm saying. Like the vast majority of people, shallow people. Now, you know, to become a person who, you know, getting back to my point of personal growth, to actually grow yourself as a person, you have to spend time alone. You have to. And you have to deal with your own thoughts. And I'm not talking spend time alone and doom scroll. I'm talking because this is the thing, yeah. You have to realize that these apps were designed to keep you stuck in your ways, like stuck how you are. You never like look Snapchat. You're literally incentivized to keep up fake relationships. You know, these snap streaks, I didn't even clock what they were because I don't use Snap and I haven't used Snap in the past like that. I've installed it a couple of times, but it's not something that I generally use. And, one thing that I've realized, yeah, is that people like, I'm talking 18-year-olds, 17-year-olds, 16-year-olds, like older, even older than that, are literally so concerned about their snap streaks, which is literally people just sending each other messages, no, sending each other what pictures of themselves every day or whatever, basically, just to try and keep up a streak on this. I just think it's so stupid, personally. I think it's so stupid. Like I don't for someone who is 18 plus years old who's doing, this kind of to me it's foolishness. Like I mean, I get it for kids, but it's like, but they're keeping up fake relationships and all of this just to be, you know. But anyway, my point is, yeah, to like experience true personal growth, you have to cut the toxicity, cut the fake friendships. So that's Snap for a lot of people. Cut the doom scrolling. So that's TikTok, Insta doom scrolling, whatever you do. Genuinely just spend time alone. And I'm not talking about just sit there and do nothing. I'm talking about sometimes you just have to like maybe go somewhere, sit on like a park bench or something. Just you actually think about life, like reflect on your life. Like our life is short. That's what you have to realize. I feel like a lot of people don't actually understand how short this life is. They're willing to just, you know, mess about for their whole life. They're willing to just go through this life and not actually think about how their actions affect themselves, how it affects their future, how it affects others. They don't care about anything else apart from, I'm saying, like this life. Eternity is not something that they're even concerned with. But yeah, I'll be so honest. Personal growth and loneliness go hand in hand. And I'm talking about an isolation period, because that's when you're gonna actually be able to identify your thoughts. You're gonna actually be able to hear what God is saying to you, hear what and then think about and ponder on what you've been doing and how that actually has affected people, genuine people. I feel like a lot of people don't value the truly genuine people they have in their lives. Like, and I feel like that's one thing that I've heard a lot of women talking about as well. It's like the man will chase them and chase them until they, feel like they've secured them. And then once they feel like they've secured them, then it's just like they throw them away. They don't care anymore. And it's just like the love balance becomes unequal. And that's why I feel like, a lot of these women are saying now, like, ah, don't love your man more than he loves you. Always make him love you more and all of that. And then these men are saying, like, this is stupid and all of this. And but you have to realize as well, like, everything stems from somewhere. Like the place that it's coming from is, I think personally, a place of genuine, like, it's a noticed pattern. Even men know it. Even men know it. Like, you'll do everything you can to try and chase down that girl, try and secure that girl, yeah. And then for a lot of you, it's like once you bag her, then you don't care anymore. It's just like you. So every day before, you're checking up on her in the morning, and but it doesn't only go for romantic relationships. It goes for platonic relationships as well. Family, like, just because your mum or your father, like whoever it is, yeah, your brother, your mother, your sister, whoever, your auntie, uncle, whoever, isn't like, it's not like you haven't had an argument with them and haven't spoken to them in years, and then now you've come back to them and you're so happy to see them, and so now every day you're like, the way you go on in that what do you call it, instance, that you haven't seen your mom or your people in years or whatever, and then you're so excited to see them again at that point, it shouldn't fade. Like from how you treat them then shouldn't change from how you treat them in a couple weeks from now when you stop when it's like you just get used to it. And I was like, okay, my mom starts texting me or whoever so and so starts texting me or you know and trying to find out how I'm doing or whatever. And now I don't care as much anymore. I don't care as much anymore. So you start replying late to messages, ignoring messages and all of that when before you were so excited, and you have to like question yourself as to sorry, why you're actually doing that. Like why are you doing this? You're doing this because your care for the person and your love for them is relatively shallow. That's what I've noticed personally. But yeah, I just personally think that a lot of people just have this. I feel like it's natural. Like as humans, like we're naturally wired to um just feel so like once we feel comfortable, yeah, then we just you just stay in comfortability. Like anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'd appreciate if you man subscribe, like, etc. Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.